Hello again, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani on this Monday afternoon, and today we're being joined by Angela Hill, who fought this past Saturday against Claudia Gadelha. Fought a great fight. It was a close one. I thought she deserved to win. Unfortunately, she didn't get the nod. She lost via split decision, but I'm very happy and grateful that she's kind enough to join us on this Monday afternoon to talk about it all. So, first off, Angela, thank you very much for the time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling me.
Yeah, you didn't think I was going to call you, huh? I feel
No.
like you think that I don't like you, right? Let's
I
just
just
put the cards on the table, Angela. Why do you think like I don't like you?
I just don't think I get into enough drama for you to notice me.
That's so silly. I What do you mean drama?
I
I
need I
like
need a new haircut or a new boyfriend, or I need to, like, I don't know, call out more people.
That's not true at all. I like the good people in the sport. Each and every week I highlight the good people. I mean, you wouldn't know that. You don't follow me on any social media or anything, so let's not
Well,
get into
maybe I
that.
would if you called me after one of my knockouts.
Well, here I am giving you the platform and the shine after you were robbed on Saturday. So doesn't that mean
Thank you.
more? Everyone comes to you when you win. It's the people who come when you lose that you know are really sincere.
Hey, I appreciate it. So
All right. Truce?
I like, thanks, man. Yeah, choose
All
that
right,
for
cool. Cool, cool, cool. Um,
that.
so there was a lot that went into this because here you are, you're rolling. It feels like the career is coming together, right? You're on this winning streak. You're fighting a co-main event, a lot of eyes on you against a former title contender. You've never won more than 3 in a row in the UFC. This would be 4 in a row tie, your longest winning streak in your career, and you're robbed of it on this Monday. How does it feel?
Sucks. It really hurts. I didn't want to watch the fight really, but I figured since I was doing a couple of interviews, I should watch it just to make sure it wasn't just my own perception that I was winning. It actually looked like I was winning. And the third round is the round that everyone debates whether or not I took it. And after watching the third round, I felt like I did more damage in the third than I did in the second, aside from dropping Gadelha. So it's pretty hard, man. Like, I went in there super nervous, knowing that this fight is gonna be the one that kind of pushes me over the edge, the one that leads me into title contention, that gets me that high ranking, and proves to everyone that I am ready to be up there. And then I feel like that was taken from me by the judges. So it's really heartbreaking. It's hard for me. It was hard for me to watch the fight just because I was looking for reasons that the judges would score that round for her, and I couldn't find any. I was landing the cleaner shots. Everything she threw at me, I ducked out of the way. She didn't do any damage. Like, most of the damage I did was actually in the third round, not in the second. It's just really hard to understand what was going through their minds when they wrote down that she won that round. And yeah, it's hard. Like, the thing that makes it a lot easier is that people like you, people who do have influence, are saying that they thought I won, and it sucks because I didn't. But it is easier to get all the support from people that I respect, from fans out of nowhere. Like, I never had a huge following like Gadelia or like the other girls in the top five, but I've been there just as long, and now suddenly I'm getting this, like, this huge amount of fan support. So I really appreciate all that, and thank you to you and everyone who is saying that they thought I won it. It's it does mean a lot. It helps me through in this time where I just feel like I'm not being allowed to celebrate an accomplishment.
I can't imagine, and this is the part that like really pains me for you guys as fighters. You go, 3 4 months training camp, you and the mental struggle, the physical struggle, the weight cut, the fight week, and the nerves, and you think you do it all, and then there's that moment where you're probably feeling good about yourself. All right, I think I got 2 or 3. Obviously, a finish is a lot more decisive, and then three people disagree with that, and now you have an L on your record. Like, to then go back, it's a very rare thing in life to go through something like that. And so I always am so impressed with how you guys deal with it. But I'm certain that deep down, it just has to eat at you, especially when you're on this roll as of late, right? Like a 4 fight winning streak in that division really puts you in that category that you want to be in and that you've worked so hard to be in. So I really do feel for you on this Monday, 2 days after the fight.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's really hard to take this loss, and I have lost a bunch, but a lot of it's due to my activity. I get in there way more often than the other girls. You look at the top five. Since I've been in the UFC, I've fought almost double as most of the girls in the top five, at least double, actually. Some girls triple. I think Rose has only fought like 4 times since I've been back in the UFC. So I've worked so hard to get to where I am, and I worked so hard to be able to perform like that against a girl like that. You know, Gadelha is an elite strike or an elite wrestler, grappler, has the best percentage of takedowns in our weight class, and I stuffed her takedowns. You know, I picked her apart on the feet, and no, I don't. I think even though everyone wanted me to win, they weren't sure if I could. And after doing that, you know, there was like maybe 5 minutes of bliss where I'm just like, man, I just beat up Claudia Gadelha. Oh man, things are gonna take off. I'm about to call out Whaley. I'm about to, like, you know, go for a title shot. I'm calling everyone out. I don't care anymore. There's nothing to be afraid of. I know if I'm fighting for the title, I can get that win. And I can keep it. Like that's been a big part of my whole evolution, is like, when I do get the belt, I want to be able to keep it. I don't want it to go to someone else as soon as I defend it. And that fight proved to me that I could. And for those 5 minutes, I was on top of the world. I was, you know, like ready to dance, ready to celebrate. And then I don't even think I realized when I was watching that Cheeto Vera and Song Yadong fight, I don't think I realized that Cheeto Vera lost. So like I hadn't seen that there were some weird decisions that night. Like even when they said one judge scored it for her, I was still like, there's no way that 2 judges scored it for her. Like I obviously picked her apart in the 3rd round. And I know I got the 2nd round just because I dropped her. And when they raised their hand, I was in total disbelief. Like that's the most angry that I've been after a close decision. Like I've never cursed, you know, when immediately after they call it. I've never like stormed off. I wanted to throw things. I was like asking where the judges were. I wanted to see their faces, you know, and I was so angry, and I still am. I'm still so angry. But if anything, you know, I've been through a lot in my career in the UFC, more than any of the other strawweights. You know, none of them have had to deal with the ups and downs that I've had to deal with, the unlucky decisions, the unlucky matchups, and, you know, just getting cut and being brought back in to fight top contention. And, you know, just always people focusing on my losses instead of my achievements. No one's had to deal with that the way I have, and this isn't going to stop me from going for the title and just being more hungry and wanting to murder more girls. Like I'm just ready to fuck everyone up, and I'm not afraid of getting taken down anymore. Like that was the biggest test since I got back into the UFC. You know, that was the biggest test, and I passed it on my terms, on my coach's terms, on her coach's terms. Her coaches know that she lost, you know. And it sucks to me that I'm still gonna have to prove myself later. And it sucks being in this limbo where I can't do anything about what just happened. But I know, but I want to do stuff towards the future, like just do things that are gonna help me in the future, help me finish fights more often, help me be more aggressive and make the fights less close, make them more decisive. But like right now, I just feel like I was robbed of being able to celebrate, and it sucks. And yeah, like there isn't much I can do but get ready to go into the gym tomorrow and start working on it. So
So I appreciate the answer very much. A few follow-ups if I can. Did you ever find the
yeah.
judges afterwards?
What's that?
Did you ever find
No,
the judges?
I was being pushed away
Okay.
because I wasn't in in a good mood to talk to anyone who called the fight for her at that moment.
And you say that maybe you could do things to ensure that you get a stoppage and not put yourself in these positions. What could you do? I mean, it's easy to say that, but you're out there
Yeah,
fighting your heart out. Like, what could you really do to, I'm sure you're trying to finish your opponent. Is there
yes,
something that
and I
you can,
am.
is there something that you can go back and say, maybe if I do this or that, or if I'm a little more aggressive here, or I'm playing it safe there, like you really feel like that's the case?
It's really hard to say because like who knows what would have happened if I jumped on top of her after I dropped her. You know, like I've seen so many fights where the person rushes for the knockout, they jump into a good grappler's guard, and then the whole fight gets turned over. You know, they do something stupid and get submitted, or just the position gets reversed, and and then that's her round instead of mine. But I feel like I have improved a lot on my ground game. I feel like that's something that I can work on, just being able to jump onto that position, like jump on top of her, hit her a few times, bail out if it gets too hairy. Like I actually regret not doing that this time, because it's something that I've worked on a lot in just the past year with the coaches at the gym. So yeah, so something like that, a moment where I maybe could have finished the fight there, just keep her hazy and keep hitting her in the head, and maybe like get a TKO there, or even in the third round. I feel like I didn't start opening up until like maybe 3 minutes into the round. If I had started off strong, I could have hurt her a little bit more. It's just hard to tell because she didn't hit me. Like she didn't hurt me. I'm doing a Skype call with you right now. You think she's doing a Skype right now? She probably looks like a blueberry, like I messed her up. I cut her twice. I hit her more. I jabbed her more. I landed more overhands. I landed more body shots, more knees, big knees, not just like little stupid knees in the clinch. I landed big knees coming in while she was trying to shoot on me or change levels. And none of that made a difference. So it's hard. Is it like I really don't know what I can do specifically, but I do know every fight I get better, and every fight I get more dangerous. So if anything, it's just a matter of time. I'm going to get better the next fight, and yeah, just trying to take the little things where I could have just done a little bit more, thrown one extra kick, thrown one extra flurry of punches, and hell, maybe even gone for a takedown the third round, anything to just show that I won it. But I don't want to be that type of fighter. I don't want to be the type of person who goes for a takedown just to go for it. But I do think that would open up my striking, open up my feints, make people react more, and then I can hit them a bit. Like the punch that I dropped her with, she was reacting to a level change, and then I landed the cross on her and spun her around. So going for takedowns would only open more of that up. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's just being more active. I think is the only thing I can really do right now. Maybe put on some muscle. I feel like I looked really small out there too. So uh yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try everything.
Did you talk to her after the fight?
No.
Did she say anything to you?
No, we hugged right afterwards. I thought it was a great fight. I was happy with both of our performances, but I thought, I won. So I
Right.
was a little more friendly before before they called her name. Her coaches were nice. They're like, "Oh, you improved so much." But it's like, yeah. Yeah, obviously I beat your girl. So but yeah, I didn't talk to her.
You've now developed this reputation for being someone that wants to fight a lot, be active, come right back, etc. But when something like this happens, I know you said, go back to the gym this week and just try to get back on the horse. But when something like this happens, does it affect your passion for the sport? Does it affect your love for the sport? You have like a true love and a passion for it clearly because you want to do it so often, but then you get robbed of a decision that you thought you should have won. You say like, screw this, I need a break from it. I don't want to come back so soon now.
Any other fighter, or maybe not any other person, but maybe a lower ranked person or someone who wasn't as dangerous on the ground, maybe then I would be a little more upset about it, and a little less driven. But I
Mm.
really felt like I proved something to myself after that fight. Like, I was going in there, like, obviously I was confident. I knew that I could do it, but it still had to be done. And I had never fought someone of that caliber on the ground since I fought Andrade like 3 years ago. So it was a big deal. It was a big fight for me just to show that improvement, just to show how dangerous I am. Once I do get a taste of those like top 5 girls, they're fighting each other. They're just fighting each other over and over again. And their ranking never gets lower or higher because they're just fighting each other. It's safe. And there's tons of tape on all of them. They know what they have to deal with. That's why you see fights like Carlos Barza and Watterson on 249, the most boring fight on the card, and it's because they're both ranked. There's no passion there. They're not taking risks. They're both just trying to play the game and not hit each other. And that's not the way I fight. That's never been the way I fight. That's not the way that I score. And to be able to put Gadelha in my fight, I felt like was a huge accomplishment. And despite the loss, I'm burning, like I'm passionate. I'm ready for the next one. I almost feel invincible, and I feel like I can beat anyone right now. So even if that means I have to finish him, I know that's possible. After dropping her like that, I know it's possible to finish someone like that. And I just need to make a few more tweaks to just get that kill switch a little more effective. And I feel like that's me. That's me being a dominant champion. And yeah, I think if it was a lesser ranked girl, if it was someone who just tried to stand with me and the same thing happened where I outstruck her, but they gave it to her, I think I would be a little less into my position in MMA right now. But to do that against such a good girl, it's driving me. It's pushing me past this hump, and it's making me more hungry and making me want to get in the gym and just destroy things. So yeah, it's maybe this is going to be the thing that does take me to the next level and just forces me to be an even more dangerous fighter.
So what's the ideal and realistic scenario now? Like you coming back when and against who?
Um, I don't know. I think ideally it would be great to get another ranked opponent. I don't think that I'll be ranked after this because the people who do the rankings just
Well,
never.
I don't know if those people are actually human beings. I think they're fake humans. I've never
I
actually
think
met
they're
one of
just
those people.
scapegoats.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
don't know who
Dana.
they are,
No.
where they find them. They're probably like
Yeah,
locked up somewhere. Who knows if they actually
yeah,
exist?
yeah. Just monkeys on a typewriter.
I don't. Maybe. But would it
Yeah,
be
I
coming
don't
back
know.
really soon? Like one of these cards coming up?
Yeah,
You're
I'd
in?
love to. I'd love to.
Did you
I
express that
told
to them?
Yeah, I told Mick. Mick came backstage and gave me a hug and just apologized. He was cut up about it as much as I was, and pretty much everyone that I talked to right after the fight admitted that they thought I won the fight. So initially, like that helped a bit, but I told Mick that I was ready to go next month. I'll fight May 30th. I don't think they have the card fully together yet. So I told him, hey, like if you have any matchups for me, do it. He asked me who. I said, I don't care. Give me someone in the top 10. Um, I really don't care. Like most people say they don't care and then they get a matchup and they're like, oh, I'll pass. But honestly, if you look at the top 10 strawweights, unless they're a newcomer, they all have spotty records. They've all lost and won against each other. Everyone's beatable. Every one of those girls are beatable. So yeah, I'll fight whoever. I know Andrade's here. I'll fight her. I know she just moved their camp here, so she could fight on one of those cards. I'll fight her. I'll rematch Gadelha. I'll fight who else is there? Who else is here? Uh, Watterson is probably trying to fight again. I don't know. She didn't take any damage. Neither did Carla. I'll fight either one of those girls. Tisha's been out for a while. I'll fight her.
Basically
Liv,
everyone.
everyone. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm
You
just
just go through
name
the whole.
calling so
Yeah,
someone will respond.
I
Who
feel
else
you.
is there? Who else is there?
I mean, I think you called all like the main ones. Obviously, Zhang is
Okay.
the champion who's in China and Joanna's in Poland, but the ones who are based in America. By the way, I know it's all doom and gloom here, but I have to give you props. The egg thing that you did, the egg championship thing, that was incredible. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Did you do that all
Thanks.
by yourself?
No, my husband, me and my
Oh,
husband did it.
who did the
So
drawing, or was that a
I
team effort?
drew. We switched off. So I did Bruce Buffer and Tito Ortiz, and then he did Chuck Liddell and Dana White.
And how long did it take from start to finish, the whole thing?
Like a few hours. We started at night and boiled the eggs, and then we didn't expect to do like the whole octagon and everything,
Yeah.
but we just got really into it. So
What
so yeah.
prompted you to even do this?
Just a silly idea. Like it was Easter and we
Right.
weren't training. I didn't have a fight yet, and Adam goes, "Oh, we should do some Easter eggs." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like what?" And he was like, "Maybe we could like draw some like fighters' faces." And then I said, "Ooh, like Dana White." Because he makes a great egg,
Yeah.
Dana White, Tito Ortiz, they're very eggable. So
Right.
so yeah, and then it kind of took off.
I loved it. I loved it.
Thanks,
Very
thanks.
entertaining. The video, if no one's seen it, go check out Angela Hill's social media because it's incredible creativity. Really well
Yeah,
done. By the
thank
way, how was
you.
the whole week in Jacksonville? Like in terms of the testing and just the way everything flowed and the empty arena, all that, the experience for you, how would you describe it?
It was cool. Like it was a lot more put together than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be more lip service to to the COVID, like what do you call it? Um
Coronavirus?
well, more lip service to like the certain type of precautions we had to take as
Okay.
opposed to actually taking the precautions.
Okay.
But they actually did a lot to make sure that everything was clean and sanitized and everyone was tested, and yeah, so I felt pretty good about it. I definitely do it again.
Okay.
Just because they seem pretty on top of it. But yeah, it was a good experience all around. Walking out to the empty arena was not a big deal at all. It felt like tough a little bit, but like once I got in the cage, I didn't notice it was the same deal. You see the person in front of you and you hear your corners, and that's about it.
Right.
So yeah, all of that was a normal experience, a good experience. It was a great experience up until they called her name. So yeah.
I'm sorry it ended on a sour note, but again, I thought it was a great performance, one of your best, especially considering the ranking of your opponent, and at least a lot of people agree as well. I know that doesn't really soften the blow as far as the bank account and the record are concerned, but hopefully they put you back in there against someone who's equally ranked so that you can continue on this path that you've been on as of late. I appreciate you doing this, Angela, and I'm glad, most importantly, that we squashed whatever beef we had because I was feeling a lot of animosity there out of you.
Depends on when you call me next.
Oh, okay, all right, fair. See, I respect that. You're a very
No beef,
"What have you
no
done
beef.
for me lately" kind of person. I respect
Yeah,
that.
just like all MMA fans. So
That is that is true. But thank you
Uh,
for doing this after the loss and the frustrating Saturday night. I appreciate it, and I wish you the best.
Thanks, man. Thanks for calling me.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.